See? All right. So today we have Shamekh here talking about his piece, like his artworks that will be selling at Draw.online store. So before that, before we look at the illustrations, Shamekh, why don't you tell us about yourself for people who actually don't follow you on Instagram? Let us know who you are.
Okay, so I am Shamekh Bluwi. I'm a fashion illustrator, creative director for Designing Space, and that's it.
That's it. So what inspired you with your artwork? Like how do you describe your styles?
For me, what I like to do the most with my artwork, I like to make people wonder about it, but in a simple way. I always say to you, I don't like to make things complicated. I use contradictions a lot. This thing allows people to see the artwork and start wondering, asking simple questions, but mainly it's a simple artwork for them to enjoy.
Okay, that's really good because what we're gonna see the artworks basically they are really simple, but they are really cool. And I think your fans have been asking to go to buy those prints. So I'm just gonna show them.
Hopefully.
Yep. So okay, this is the first piece. This is I think this is called the Twins series, right? So you actually have been working on this
I
Twins
think
thing.
it's called the Symmetry, something Symmetry. I forgot what I sent you, but it mainly focuses on one item
Mhm.
with two sides of it. The two sides are creating this one item. So, for example, we see here a butterfly on a flower. If you crop the image from the middle, you can see one whole dress. But if you combine them together and mirror the dress, you have one look.
So basically this one is the shape of the butterfly.
Yeah, one butterfly, but with two models.
So you can actually cut it off and just have one wing instead
Yeah,
of the whole butterfly.
this is how I use the sneak peek. I always do one thing so people will not know that it's one whole thing.
That's really
So the
cool.
main focus of this series that I put on Draw Dot, it's about the unity of or how are we expressing our unity together.
Cool. And this is why you use different like skin tone of models as well.
Yeah, I try as much as possible to be diverse in my own artwork.
That's really cool. And like how did you come up with this butterfly though? Did you just like look at photos and say I want to do like the symmetry of a butterfly?
I think the first one I did, maybe it's the leopard thing or the deer.
Okay.
So once I did that, I had an idea of why doing two models with mirrored outfits, but they are creating one whole thing. So once I started with the first animal, I tried to do more of that. And this one, I used the butterfly and the flower.
That's really cool. So
Thank you.
we are gonna go to the next piece right now. So this one is the
Yeah.
deer, right? So
Yeah.
it's the same concept. When it would be really strange if you just take it apart. If you just take one side, you only
Yeah,
get
yeah,
half a deer.
exactly. Yeah, but mainly I try to imagine it as if they're looking from the side, if they face us, it will have the same print.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this the illusion of if it's placed on the middle, if they look at us, they will maybe a bit distorted, but it will have one. It will have the creature itself.
I like it. I mean, this one is also really whimsical. It's like a fairy tale. Did you when you create this like this series, did you think about fairy tale concept at all?
Yeah, I've always been fascinated with fairy tales, with Disney movies, and how every character has this special animal friend. So with the Little Mermaid, she has the fish. With Pocahontas, she has the raccoon.
Mhm.
They always incorporate this it's like your imaginary friend, but it's an animal or whatever. So I like this element to be incorporated in all my artworks.
That's really cool. And remember though, we only have 25 prints for each illustration on the
Yes.
online store. So if they are sold out, they are done. And it's only for
Yeah.
there for 1 month. So if you want to support Shamekh and you want to get this print, you might as well get it ASAP. Now going to this goldfish.
Yeah,
I
it is.
I think it's really cool because it has this. I don't know if this is inspired by Japanese style because I find this goldfish is really different than the other dresses you have created.
Yeah, I once I created a Japanese inspired dress. It was with the koi fish. So I took inspiration from that. So you could see a bit of that in this illustration. So, for example, it's not only a mirrored art. So, when I do this artwork, I think where the sleeve would be. So, if in this particular design, it's an off-shoulder design where the full long sleeve is the half of the fish with the eyes, and then we have a draped fabric around the other half. So, it's an asymmetrical dress. And I try to think of that as much as possible, not to only have one 2D, a 2D rendered image. I try to think of it as a 3D design.
So if I'm gonna ask you if this is gonna be a real life dress, what kind of fabric is this gonna be?
Yeah, I think as Glenn told, maybe a lot of told. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. I think this is something that a brand might want to explore as well. It's just really, really cool. I can see Coupe might be doing something like that.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I love their the storytelling in their clothes and designs. I always browse their fashion shows for inspiration and
Yeah.
how they interpret this inspiration into actual clothes.
Yes. I mean, this is lovely. Like I would put this. I mean, okay, if you have to put this print in your house, where will you place it?
It's funny, I don't like to look at my artwork after it's done. So yeah, because you always see what's missing, what's wrong with it.
Yes.
There is always room for improvement. So I don't like to see this at all.
But as a customer, like what kind of suggestions will you like? Do you think that they should put it in the bedroom, in the
I had a couple of friends who bought the whole. They bought a similar series
yeah.
to this, so they put it as an installation on one wall
Ooh.
because it's a series. You have the creatures under the sea. You have the creatures, the birds, the animals of the jungle. This is why. This is how I do the inspiration. So I think, okay, we did the leopard now. Let's
Yeah.
do some creature under the sea. Let's do a bird. Let's do an insect.
So you're basically telling people that you might as well just buy the all the
Or
print.
the whole collection. But it depends. I've been. I moved recently to my house. It's really personal. You can't. There is no rule for where you put.
Absolutely.
Some people put it in the bathroom. Some people put it in the living room. Some people put it in the guest room.
Yeah,
There is no. There are no rules when it comes to what you prefer to hang on the wall because it's personal to you.
absolutely. So okay, now we are moving to the last piece of this series, the leopard. So this is actually the first one you created, right?
Yeah, I think it's the first, maybe this or the deer, but I think it's this one. This is my favorite one. It is the one that started the whole thing.
This one has just wow. It's just look at the details. Leopard print, the leopard face, and I love
The
the models.
yeah, yeah. I think I tried something new with this one. It took a longer time with the brushes I used, with the posture I did.
Mhm.
But mainly, the tricky part of this is the posture and how the models stand in order to create the effect of the mirrored art, but only as well, and also to create the whole thing that people could understand that it is one animal with two models.
So cool. I just love to see the flow of the dress, like the leopard print and then the face. Wow. It reminds me of Lion King as well.
Lion King and Cavalli, the latest
Yes,
collection.
the Cavalli. Yes, and maybe one day you can do like a lion and a tiger.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Oh, you actually have one more, the zebra.
I think I had five, Marcus.
Okay, you have the zebra as well. So
Yeah, I had a zebra. I played with the geometry in this one.
so this one it's more like it reminds me of Batman. Like it reminds me of those suits. It's actually really like cool. And then I find that the zebra head is sort of hidden in this one compared to the others because the others
Yeah,
you can see the face clearly, but this one you first see the black and white stripe,
yeah.
and then suddenly you see the whole face of the
Yeah,
zebra.
and I wanted to do a streetwear look. This is why it's more hidden in this one. I wanted to do something with pants. This is why it's not as shown out, but this one is also one of my favorites.
This one is actually really, really cool. I mean, wow, it can get really trippy too because they you keep looking at the print and then you're
Yeah,
like,
exactly. The
I
optical
start to go
illusion.
in circles. Okay, so now we are moving to this series, the zodiac signs, which you will be like doing it for the whole year. So you will have one zodiac each month for the online store.
Yeah.
And this one is Taurus. And I know that you have a different inspiration for this zodiac sign like collection because I know you're actually known for zodiac signs. Like everyone posted, as one of my artists said, when I search zodiac sign fashion illustration, Google image just shows Shamekh stuff.
Yeah, I think Melissa said that,
Yes.
which is yeah, because it's again the whole. I do it. I try to make them as simple visually as possible,
Mhm.
in order for people to relate to them. So
Yes.
for the past series, I did a couture collection,
Mhm.
inspired by the couture, where they had their full-on gowns. Each zodiac has a gown. This time, I wanted to try the streetwear looks. So I tried mainly, if you think about what I'm doing right now, if you think about the wardrobe of the series Euphoria,
Mhm.
if you think of every character in the series trying to if they're trying to explain the zodiac signs through their clothes. Also, I wanted for this not to only use the animals. I wanted to use the icons and incorporate them in the patterns and everything, in the accessories. I normally don't do accessories and jewelry. So this time I tried to add a challenge that I have to accessorize the girls. I have to make them, they don't look in a specific they come from a specific place or time. So this is why I'm really excited about this launch on Rowadot.
Because it's so new, experimental, and we want to see how people like think about the series. I mean, this one, when you look at this Taurus, you can see the face on the blouse, and then you see the belt. The belt one is actually really, really cool. And then what about the gold chains? Like, why will you associate gold chains with like Taurus?
It mainly came because you know that with the Taurus they had the node ring,
Yep.
so I added this at first. Then I decided let's do gold as
Mm,
well. And I tried even with everything in this series, starting with Taurus, I didn't use any brush on Photoshop that I use normally. So I started experimenting. I always, when I'm drawing digitally, I always do the outline in dark brown or in black. So it is a stay away from my usual style in order to make it look as fresh as possible for me. Because, as you said, we've seen the zodiac sign that I did. I've seen it everywhere. So I wanted to come up with something new. and keep it as a streetwear, young illustrations to keep up with the new generation.
I like it. And then because this is a new style, so maybe after this series, you'll be like, I don't want this style anymore. So this is sort of like a one
Yeah,
could be a one-off.
yeah. So
Okay.
exactly, it is, and you can see the icon of the Taurus. It's what's making the pattern of the pants.
Yes, I can see that. Like at first I didn't see it, but now I like, oh, okay, I remember that is Taurus sign right now. It's really, really cool.
Thanks.
Okay, so this is Gemini, which is right now.
Yeah,
And what's the inspiration? Like I feel like I'm seeing a building.
it's not a building. It's a structure. I wanted to play with structure this time. You can see the pattern of the top is of the top shirt.
A
It was
Gemini.
made out of the icons as well. The
Yes.
harness, it is the icon of
Mhm.
the
Yes, the sign, the sort of
yeah, the harness, it is as well, and I used it for the earring for both of them.
Yep.
And I used the pattern on the pants, which is the Gemini. They usually do that, which you have two faces. So I added that on the pants.
That is really cool.
And I played with the accessories. I played with makeup. I played with the construction. It's not usual. I do this. I love this silhouette when I do my sketchbook, but I don't do it normally on the fashion illustration posts I do on Instagram.
Oh, I love this whole streetwear approach because it's really different. It's really refreshing. It's on trend right now. I think everyone's looking for streetwear, and I'm excited to see like how you're gonna develop this collection, like this series, because there's still 10 more signs to go,
Well,
right?
yeah, it is. But you know, when I usually work, I always put a structure. So I didn't start with the Taurus one. And this I knew that I'm going on this approach. That I have enough ideas
Mhm.
to do it because I've been laying in my head all the things I want to do. I want to do streetwear. I want to do it eclectic. I don't want to have a certain rule, a certain body shape, a certain ethnicity. I want to do all of them, and hopefully, I'm really excited to do that. And I love what Glenn and Melissa are doing as well. They took a new approach when they say that it's done, but you can see that there is always room for a new blood, a new illustration, a new style, and you can see in Glenn's and Melissa's that they are using new techniques in their artwork.
Yes, and you actually using a new technique on this one as well. So that's why it's so exciting to see how all of you are going to develop your style and see if you can bring the style to your main illustrations. So, all right. I enjoy like seeing all the illustrations, but do you have like a little hint of what's going on? What are you gonna do with cancer? This is what I want to know.
Yeah, so you know, with cancer, I, I tried. I think so. Mainly, what the generation now is wearing is basically, if you look at Vivienne Westwood in the early '90s and the '80s, with the models like Bella Hadid, Gigi, and Kaya, and John Smalls, everyone, they're using, they're wearing what we grew up seeing and wearing. So it is a bit early for us to start referencing our era as vintage. But you see, yeah, it is with the Gautier mesh tops, with the Vivienne Westwood corsets, with the Balmain 80s influence. So I have a mood board full of that and full of the original designs from that era, from 90s pop culture, from J-Lo, as you said, that it reminded you of that, all the pop singers and also actors, as well as for us, for example, one of the main icons in style, it was Claire Danes,
Mhm.
when Romeo and Juliet, and I don't remember what's the name of the series that launched her career. my so-called life. Something I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yes, I remember that show. Yes.
Yeah. So this era, it is in our heads because we are getting old. So we know more about it. We can reference it more. So this is where I'm drawing mainly inspiration. And what's great about this time using the inspiration from that era, now the people are more aware that there are no certain rules.
Yes.
There are no, at our time, it was rare that you see a plus size model. It was rare to see a black model in every aspect, representing an Asian model as well in every magazine. You could see that they are not on the center of everything. So now there are no rules. There are people are trying to express themselves no matter what. So I'm trying to incorporate this in this series, and hopefully we could work it out with the remaining 10 illustrations.
It will work out as long as people love it. And like for this zodiac sign series, the all the prints will be up there for 1 year. So like, but once they are sold, they are all sold out. We are not going to reprint that sign. So there's 25 people can own each sign. That's all. We are not going to do more. We just want to make sure that you get what you love, and then you own a piece of Shemekh's work.
Yeah, and I think one of the most rewarding things that so many people, when they used to purchase the previous zodiac sign series,
Yeah.
most of the sales were for gifting someone
Yeah.
that you know something about them, that you know if it's a zodiac, their zodiac is a Taurus, you give them the. So it's a great gifting. Idea that I'm happy to that I'm part of that. That if you're gifting someone, that I'm part of the gift, and people they used to buy it for themselves as well. So I'm really excited about that because the zodiac sign is, for example, when you read about you are always looking so what are the in it for us for the stars, no matter what. But it is a personal thing. So I'm really happy that we are creating this series with Draw a Dot. It is personal to all of us.
Yes, amazing. So all right, I'm gonna say, people, go to Draw the online store, get your prints now, and next month make sure that you keep an eye on the Draw site, because you're gonna see the Cancer print. And thank you, like Shamekh, for talking to me today.
Thank you, Marcus, and thank you so much.
No
Always my
problem at
pleasure.
all. Well, good luck shopping, everyone.
Good luck shopping.
Yep. See you guys.